don't paint rocks. You ever been on a Marine Corps base?
No. Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen white rocks? Or Army base sometimes? Like on the side of a road, kind of going along, outlining a road?
Not that I can recall.
Yeah. If you go to, unfortunately, you go to some bases and there's white rocks there. Like kind of, they'll put them along the road. And it's probably not that necessary to paint your rocks white. Don't paint rocks. His point, don't waste your effort doing unnecessary things. Well-meaning people can go to great lengths doing things that are not required. Painting rocks in advance of a general's visit is just one example. We all know organizations that paint rocks and leaders that knowingly allow it to occur. Some might even expect it. Some paint rocks in more subtle but still wasteful ways.
I don't...
You don't get it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I get it, but why do they paint rocks literally? Why is there white rocks?
Literally paint the rocks because so all the rocks look the same. And they're all uniformed. And they look clean. And they look squared away.
Like rocks, like
a rock the size of a shoebox.
Yeah.
And paint 30 of those rocks white. And then line the road with them. Spaced apart, 20 feet.
Yeah. All right. So I still don't get why they do that, though.
Because it looks nice.
Straight up.
In their mind, it looks nice. And if you're a general and you're like, wait a second, the last guy had his rocks painted. Why do I have like shabby looking rocks?
Wait, he has rock. What do you mean he has rocks? Like when I drive to my office?
So imagine this. I was coming to visit you at your house.
Yeah.
And out on your driveway, you had some rocks that kind of lined the driveway. And you wanted it to look nice.
For your visit.
For my visit, because I'm the general and you're the colonel.
Sure.
And so you're like, hey, corporal, we need all these rocks to be the same. Paint them all white. And what's the corporal do? He paints them white. And now I show up, I'm like, oh, those rocks look good. They obviously care about me. They show that you see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
It goes beyond, to use one of my terms, functional cleanliness. Right? So we have functional cleanliness. Like, okay, it makes sense. We're going to put some rocks on the road so people can see the road a little more clearly at night. Cool. Oh, now we're painting them white. Oh, now we're repainting. You see what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. That's what he's getting at.
I got you. Okay, so the white rock painting scenario is commonplace in the Marine
It's
base?
a little too. I've seen it. I think there's less of it now, but it certainly was a thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Cool.
See some white rocks lining the road.
Yeah. So he's saying, "Hey, bro, that's unnecessary.
Don't be painting red.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Next quote. Know yourself, know your people, know your profession. This is General Gray's fundamental tenet of leadership. He will quickly point out that he's not the first leader who believed it. To which we would respond, he personified it. To be a leader, one must begin with knowing yourself, the real you. Not what you think you are, but what others know you are. And it includes knowing what you don't know. Knowing your people knows going beyond their name, rank, and serial number. It means knowing them as people, starting with each individual. Fast forward a little bit. Many think no one may know their profession better than General Gray. His office, even today, resembles a small library. When deployed, he often took a footlocker full of books to read. And when he returned, they were not only read, they were also marked up with highlighters and notes. There you go. And here's a quote from General Gray. In my humble opinion, the military is going overboard on information and underboard, if that's a word, on knowledge. And we ought to concentrate more on knowledge and what that means and less on information. This is the idea of memorizing stuff as opposed to learning stuff. When I went to college, I had memorized all kinds of stuff. And I'm good at memorizing. I can memorize anything. And I would memorize stuff. And it's good, but there's a limitation to it. It's so much better to actually understand something than it is to just memorize something. Got to understand the context of why it is that way and how it got to be that way. And then you have, in my opinion, you have deeper and longer lasting knowledge than I just memorized a bunch of facts. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how they say the world is, the problem isn't the limitations of access to knowledge or to information. It's the lack of knowledge that people have. So that like in jiu-jitsu, right? Where it's like you can watch a million YouTube videos on a million moves, but doesn't mean you know jiu-jitsu now, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like you kind of got to
Well, there's a physical barrier there too. You have to you can't just watch a physical activity. You have to do it. It'll help somewhat to watch it.
Right.
But you have to do the thing.
Yeah.
And that is similar here. You can read a bunch of military tactics about how to react to contact, and you can memorize different moves, but it's different. You get out there on that terrain and you see that little ravine and you see that finger sticking out and you see that enemies like moving behind concealment. Oh, and now they're moving to cover. There's all these things that are going to happen you didn't expect.
Oh yeah. And that's not to mention, even if, and there's varying degrees of like, experience, there's like training experience, there's like real combat experiences, all this stuff, where if you don't have any of it, then you only have the information. It seems like it doesn't translate to knowledge at all.
Yeah, but it is so interesting that gets, you can contrast that with the fact that this guy read so many books all the time, right? And I can honestly say that I experienced that when I read about face so much, that not so much like the, hey, we're in combat, we're getting shot at translation, but a lot of the administrative stuff, a lot of like, one of the things that I got from Hackworth, just off the top of my head, I mean, I stole all kinds of things from Hackworth, but understanding that the next echelon above you in the chain of command like doesn't get it, that's the opinion. Like, the next echelon doesn't get it. And understanding that that's not correct, it's just that, and that you're responsible for making sure that they get it. That was a huge part of me being successful in building a good relationship with my boss, instead of being like, oh, he doesn't get it. And I was like, oh, he doesn't get it because of me.
Yeah.
It's my fault. And I need to make sure that he does understand what's happening. I need to do a better job with the after actions report. So doing those things, I read about them and then I saw them in real life. If I hadn't read about them, look, is there a 50% chance I could have figured it out? Maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So reading about it gave me a heads up, and then actually doing it, and then it was like, oh, okay, cool, this makes sense. So you could do the same thing with jiu-jitsu, where it's like, oh, if the person does this on the arm lock, you need to adjust your hips over here, and you go, oh, and you could read it or watch it, and then when you do it, you could have a pretty good chance of executing it. Maybe you have to execute it a few times before you get it. Yeah. But it's all adding everything that you can do to add knowledge add information into your brain, that information then can be contextualized and turned into knowledge more rapidly.
Yeah, fully. And jiu-jitsu is one of those, you can't just trial and error your way through jiu-jitsu.